Welcome, everybody. I'm joined by Steve once again, and we're here to talk about the Star Wars CCG Retro League. We want to give you the top 3 reasons of why you should participate in the Retro League this year, as well as the who, what, where, when, all those sort of W questions that you got in middle school when you're making a poster board for your science fair project. I've done the Retro League the last 2 years, and I look forward to once again placing in the bottom quartile. So I think I say that just to note, like, you don't have to be a good player to play this and have fun.
Right.
It's been a really great sort of weekly ritual, for the last 2 years, just logging in once and playing one game and sort of refreshing that. But let's start with our top 3 reasons. So the first reason that we have up here is it's a great way to get back into the game in sort of a very safe format. Steve, you want to talk about this a little bit more?
Sure. Yeah. So I'm Steve. I'm the tournament director and coordinator for the Retro League with the Players Committee. This is so we'll get more into the details of the league later, but essentially there's 5 events and you are playing through sequences of the classic Decipher produced Star Wars CCG expansion sets. We're going to start off with just Premiere through Hoth. So that's Premiere, A New Hope, and Hoth, the first 3 sets. So if you're somebody who's getting back into the game, maybe you've been thinking about playing, you found your old collection, to play in the league, start with the league in the first event, you only need to know cards from the first 3 sets. It's super easy, and you're digging at your collection. These are likely the cards you've got, since it seems like everybody's got some cards from those first 3 sets. So they'll be familiar, and it'll be an easier learning curve. And additionally, I think we're going to put this in the show notes. There's a ton of decks that people have built using Premiere through Hoth. And so if you don't know where to begin with deck building, don't worry. Just pick one of these decks people used in some of the previous league years. You can just copy and paste those decks. And there's nothing wrong with net decking. So it's super easy to get back in.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll note about Retro, why I like this format is it helps, if you ever want to get into the game more, this game is all about reps, getting in reps, understanding how interactions work, understanding how things are resolved. And this is just a really great way of practicing that. And it's a really nice little community as well. So it's sort of a safe space, if you will, to practice. And like me, the last 2 years to place poorly. But I think this brings us to our second point here. The second reason to do the Retro League is there's really great prizes. So as someone who has not done well, there is a $10 entrance fee, which is mostly used to try to keep people participating and guarantee buy-in a little bit more than to collect $10. But there's really excellent prizes. I definitely got more than $10 worth of cards, as prize support for playing. And do you want to talk a little bit more about the top prizes,
Sure.
Steve?
Yeah. So if you do really well and you do place, the top prize for each of the 5 events is going to be an uncut sheet, your rare or premium uncut sheet, which are really cool to have. First one's going to be a premier light side rare white border uncut sheet. Those are really cool. But even if you don't win, if you place, there's going to get some booster packs, sealed booster packs, which are hard to come by these days, and some other stuff. But for participating though and completing your games, you're going to get rare cards at the end of the year. I think it's like 2 or 3. It's like 1 to 2 rare cards per event you play in. So you're going to end up with somewhere between 5 and 10 rare cards. And these are the last couple of years, I think everybody's been pretty pleased with the rares they've received. These are all playable cards you can put into your decks. I think there are ones that are in like lightly played conditions, and so those are ones that are not as maybe not technically as sellable, but like they're still all tournament legal and pretty decent condition. Good rare cards. You're gonna get more than $10 in value, as well as other like cool swag, stickers, card sleeves, PC branded. I got like a beer bottle opener last year with the Star Wars CCG PC logo on it, which was super cool. Some foil cards that are made by the Players Committee, like foil virtual slips, things like that. So yeah, there's going to be some fun stuff.
Yeah, which brings us to our sort of final point here. The reason you should do this league is it's a really great community and camaraderie. If you've been looking for ways to engage with people a bit more about this hobby, or you're talking to your friends in real life, and they're like, "What the heck is this game you're talking about?" This is a great way of finding an online community. We should have noticed this earlier, but you can play this game for free.
Mhm.
GEM Star Wars CCG. I will leave a link in the show notes, but it's a really great free resource and just a way of doing a little bit of engagement on this game and hobby that's probably been a passion for a while. If you're on this channel, this is probably an interest area for you.
Mhm.
So it's a way of just getting some reps in. And the one thing I'll also say is last year there was what, 60 people? Are we hoping
Yeah.
for 75 this year? That'd be awesome.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, there were 60 different, I think it's like 62 different people who played across the 5 events. Some people played in some, not others, but there's like around 50 some people in each event. So some people added or left, but yeah, I think we could get more. We'll see how it goes, how signups go over the next few weeks. But yeah, it's a great community. Some of the cool things, like we stream games, you can watch games afterwards. Also, while you're playing, people just kind of pop into your games. You can chat with people, you can observe other games and see other strategies. We've got a pretty active Discord server as well at the Star Wars CCG PC Discord servers, as well as a few other unofficial ones. We'll put some links to the Discord in the show notes as well. Great way to just talk strategy and think about the games. And just kind of building on what we said in the first point, yeah, if you're playing through this, you're kind of like playing through the history of the Decipher game. So we'll add expansion sets with every few months whenever there's a new league event, and we'll probably do some videos on this channel as well as other channels talking about it and sort of reminiscing about the game.
So I'm getting into the calendar here. So I
Mhm.
just wanted, this is what the calendar looks like. We're kind of getting to the when. So the
Yeah,
league starts on the 28th of January. So we're
that's right.
filming this in middle January. So there's still 2 weeks to sign up if you want to, and then it does run through the year
Mhm.
with different. There's a total of 5 events basically running through November. So and starting with Premiere to Hoth, and then it's Premiere to Cloud City, and
Mhm.
then you have Premiere to Endor, Premiere to Death Star 2, Premiere to Reflections 2, with a couple notes there. And we'll leave a link to this so you guys can peruse this as well. But this is kind of what the calendar looks like for the league.
Exactly. Yeah, we did a longer did a stream with some other people on the Star Wars CCG PC channel, which we can also link to, that goes into great detail about each of these events. But yeah, overall, just to say that it's each event is 6 weeks, so 6 games. They're really what they are is they're 6 tournaments, six Swiss style tournaments. Uh, I'm sorry, 5 6 week Swiss style tournaments. You can play in as many or as few as you want with your $10 entry fee. I encourage you all to play in all of them. I think they're all fun. But if for some reason you get busy with it for one or 2 months, no worries. You can drop and come back. Um, yeah, the other thing I'll say is that the pairings for each week are predetermined. You get an email each week where you're assigned an opponent to play, and you just kind of email that opponent and figure out a mutually convenient time to get onto the GIMP platform and play. And because it's a Swiss style pairing, you're paired with somebody with an equal win-loss record after the first week or two, and we start getting records of each event. So what that means is that you're going to typically, the first week or two is random pairing, but then you're going to be playing against people who have basically equal skill level to you.
Yeah.
So you'll find that there are people playing in the league who are some of the best Star Wars CCG players in the world, particularly with these older card sets. But they're typically going to be playing against each other. So if you're a new or a returning player, you'll be sorted and be playing with people of similar skill level.
Yeah, and I'll just say, like, as someone who has taken more L's than W's in this, it's okay, right? It's a learning experience. It's fun to play the game. It's fun to see those interactions. So I think it's a really just great way of playing the game. So kind of going back to our top 3 list as we wrap up here, the 3 reasons why you should do this. It's a great way to get back into the game or continue engaging with the game. It's really great prize support, and finally, it's a great way to sort of work on that community, build the community, think about decks, and some great camaraderie as you can chat with other people about deck ideas or check out the Discord or whatever. It gives you an engagement tool, and for out of print stuff, you need these engagement tools for
Mhm.
things to feel real, because it's really easy for it to feel immaterial when there's not a company printing it out anymore.
Yeah.
So big props to Steve for running this for the third
Thanks.
year in a row. I know it's actually quite a behemoth task that you're taking on every single year with this. And,
Well, thanks. It's fun though. Yeah, yeah.
but let's hope for 75 people this year. That would be a really awesome turnout. And so we're leaving links to everything you need to know. Steve, any kind of final thoughts here?
No, I think that about covers it. Hope to see you all in the Retro League at the end of the month.
Sounds good. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody, and we'll see you next time.